focusing on overall the things that you need at the baseline, at the foundational level, what you need to make yourself happy, because it seems like you might be pegging your happiness based on the success rate of a relationship, based on how another person feels about you, which is something that you want to be very careful about. Okay, so I feel like this is not a stereotypical like Scorpio energy. A lot of you are very self-assured, but I feel like something's coming through for this month where it's heavily dependent upon another person. And I feel like the other person might say or react in a way where you feel like what you're doing is not enough. Okay. And, I feel like that's going to create tension in the relationship. So, don't give so much where if they're not able to reciprocate, then you start to keep score. So just be very careful about that. Okay. I feel like you're giving a little bit too much to please another person, and they're not appreciative, or they're not seeing the sacrifices that you're making. So let me just go into this reading here. So first of all, we have here the Eight of Wands, and this is long distance communication, a lot of travel. So once again, this basically indicates a lot of opportunities that are going to be coming your way. And I do feel for some of you, you might need to do a little bit of travel in order to grab these opportunities. If they're like internships, if they're part-time work and you're looking, or even if they're like, work that is outside of your geographical location. So if you're in a freelance, capacity, especially, there's a lot of projects that need your touch. There's a lot of people that are demanding or, trying to, contact you in order to, employ you as a freelancer, or even to, get your services. So I do feel there is going to be a widening, a deepening of financial opportunities that are going to be going your way. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of people who are going through like, I feel like, you might, let's just say, this is what I'm picking up. You might work on multiple projects at the same time. So like somebody who's a consultant who does freelance work, like writing projects, writing manuals, writing scripts. And then I also feel for some of you, you have a lot of flexibility, it seems, around the summer months. So you might be a teacher, for example, where, in the summer months, the students are off, so you're kind of free and you can take on additional projects. There's a lot coming your way in terms of work. Okay. And I feel like it's really going to stabilize your financial situation. If things have been rocky, especially the last, few months, and if projects kind of, you might have pushed to get a specific grant or funding for a specific project, and you might have been disappointed because people like financiers are not on board, or whatever you were trying to implement was blocked. I do feel this is the month in which you can revise it, revamp it, and then push it once again back out into the world to see if there will be financiers that are going to be on board this time around. Okay. So whatever has stalled, whatever has been met with disappointment, especially like bad news, I feel like this is the month in which it's going to be moving forward for you from now until the August timeframe specifically, where you have more time to do something, to basically write a proposal or to invest a lot of time in a project. I feel like it's going to bear fruit for you. Okay. And even for those looking for work, if there hasn't been, jobs that really meet your pay scale or really meet your expectations in the past, and you feel almost like very discouraged, you feel almost like, oh, this job pays so little, it's not even worth the effort for me to, write a cover letter, fix my resume in order to apply for it. I feel like this is the month in which better financial offers are going to be on the table for you. So I feel like there's quite a bit of money coming through, especially for freelancers, especially for people who are dabbling in many, many projects at the same time. I feel like things are going to be quite stable for you on the financial front. Okay. So I feel like an alleviation of financial worries overall. And I do sense that it is a good month for you to connect with other people in order to reap the benefits of these, financial offers that are made available for you. Okay, so go out and grab them. And I feel like even recommendations can be coming through from other people. What I'm also feeling as well is try to get all the traveling out of the picture towards the beginning of the month, because I feel like August, they want you to stay put. Okay. They want you to stay put, not for so much for leisure or travel, but more like, try to let's just say we're in May right now. So I feel like the message is get all your traveling done, May, June, July, stay put for August. I feel that that's going to be really important for you. Get all your traveling done May, July, and stay put for June and August too, because I feel like you're going to be quite inundated with new projects, coming through this month and the next month as well. So I don't feel travel overall is recommended for June and also for August. Okay. There's a lot at stake here, and I feel like you're going to be very busy in the August time frame. I feel like June is kind of like laying the groundwork, and then August, you're not going to be free to move out and about as you'd hope. So get it out of your system now and, go out and have fun. I do see as well, there's a lot of opportunities for you not only to socialize, to network, to get new jobs, but I also see like to have fun and to, make love connections. Okay. So it doesn't even have to be love. It could be lust, but I am seeing there is a really, really strong, fun, exciting, carefree month that's going to be coming through in this month. And a lot of you handle responsibilities really well. You take care of practical things. You take care of all your responsibilities before you go out and have fun. But I feel like there's going to be fun and excitement, flirtations, and, just good chemistry dotted throughout this month. So there's a lot of opportunities for temptation, for overindulgence, and just letting your hair down. So this is going to be a really good month, I feel, for many of you. And so this brings me back here to these two cards. So let me just talk about this. There is a situation here that is, this is a card about regrets, mourning the past. Okay. Thinking, about a situation where we feel like, did we do something wrong, or was the other person all at fault? So it's like a ruminating type of energy. However, it's showing up in the reverse position. And I feel like for a lot of you, you have an air sign. So this is an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. This is somebody in your life where you feel like you're finally freed from them. You're no longer under their control. And so you can start, if they're a boss, for example, they're being weaned out of the picture. So I feel like, now you're free. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to answer to this person. If they are a relationship partner, for example, and they have been draining your finances, I feel like this is the month in which you're no longer under their thumbs. There's some type of a extraction. There's some type of a finality here where you are moving on away from this person. Okay. So I feel like bosses. I also feel somebody that is very, very, very intelligent. I feel like you might have gotten involved with this person because they just they exude so much confidence and so much intelligence and smarts, and, they know how to troubleshoot. They know how to solve everything, and they know a lot of information about everything under the sun. And you really admire this person, and I feel like you might have put them on a pedestal where they did not belong. And I feel like because they're so heavily developed in their higher chakras, in the mind, they might not be very heartfelt. They might not have been very sincere. So it's hard for you to talk to them and allow them to sympathize with you. So I feel like there's this person here, might be an authority figure, might be like a partner for some of you, where you couldn't have that emotional connection, where conversations were not, honest and sincere. And for whatever reason, you're overcoming this situation and you're freed from it. So your financial situation is going to start looking better. You are making connections with, other job prospects, especially as well, because you're no longer under the mandates of this person. Okay. So I feel like an extraction happening, which is going to be really good. And what I'm also feeling as well, both of these coming out basically indicates a very, very long standing relationship. Okay. If you worked with a boss, it's been for a really long time. And I feel like this person, he or she, shows up here as an air sign. So an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. They groom you. They taught you to think and act and behave and speak like them. So I feel like there is a likeness here. They really groom you. And if it's a relationship partner, it's been very, very long standing. There might be children involved in the picture as well. And I feel like this person is so smart that they might have just, convinced you to act, behave, think, and feel like them. And because you're a water sign, you intuitively, know how you feel. But I feel like a lot of the times you don't explain it to other people. And so I feel like this person had trouble understanding you, okay? So they came in like this and they had trouble understanding you. They might also have trouble being honest, being decisive. And then, when they left your life, they're like this because you don't express yourself emotionally, they might have turned cold towards you. They might have felt like you didn't care. And because they felt that way, they felt neglected or they felt like they couldn't understand you. They turned really cold and they turned inwards and you look at them as if they're very, selfish. So there's a lot of like misplacing values here, and I feel like two people not communicating well, and as a result there's a lot of misunderstanding. Too much has happened, and as a result of that as well, it led to an extraction of this person like out of your life for good. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling here. Some of you might still be dealing with this via work contracts. You might have left them, sought work with another company, with another client, with another situation, and you're still hearing news about this person. And then for others, if it's a divorce, situation, there's still dealings with this person via children. And so what's really interesting is, you're leaving this person behind and you're encountering an energy that is a lot more honest. Okay. So I feel like you have some possibly like a new suitor coming into the picture that you're charging forward with. Okay. And this time, this is, he's not a fast moving character, he or she. This is your energy. They're not very fast moving. And I feel like you have somebody that's pushing you, that's like, hey, do this, do that. And they're very easily excitable. And they have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas. And you're just like, you're telling them like, let's slow down a little bit. It doesn't mean that I'm rejecting you. It's just, I want to take things slow. So I feel like you're learning a lot from your past relationship where you might have closed yourself off. You might not have expressed yourself in a way that allows the other person to understand you. You might have, said something that you feel, explains the situation, but I feel like you didn't elaborate. So the person from the past had a lot of troubles understanding you. They might have even, doubted your skills, your competency level, your whatever you were doing because you didn't elaborate. And they needed, like explanations. They needed logically for things to make sense in their head before they can trust you. And so taking this lesson and moving forward, I feel like Scorpios, you are becoming a lot more emotionally open and emotionally expressive and less skeptical of people in general. You're giving people more of a chance. And I feel like there is definitely, accepting proposals that are coming through your way and moving forward with, I feel like accepting new proposals in love, accepting new proposals when it comes to work situation, new work environments, new projects that are coming through. And so you have a new person that's going to be coming through, and I feel like they might even be traveling to come see you. This is somebody who's easily excitable, and even though they show up as an air sign, I feel like this is more of an energy of a person, somebody who is they fight the good fight. Okay, so they're not self-absorbed, they're not like cold and distant and instigating. They're somebody who cares about the greater good. They're somebody who's very like self-righteous, but I feel like there's somebody that's actually very good for you because you a lot of the times are very cautious about things that you do, and you have a good sense of intuitive timing, but I feel like you wait a little bit too long. And so this person is telling you it's time to act now. You need to be on the uptake, like be very, very quick on the uptake, otherwise opportunities will pass you by. And so they're really pushing you to do a specific thing. And you're on board because I feel like this person is able to persuade you. Okay, so what I'm feeling overall is I feel like new work projects are going to be coming through in the picture for you. I feel like it might, because we have the Chariot here, this is a stop type of energy in the reverse position. There is a stop to an old person from your life. in order for new opportunities to come through. So I feel like, the past is being blocked out. Okay. However, I also feel like projects are being talked about, but it might not start for you until a later date, such as, June or even like August, when you're going to be very, very busy. So, once again, get all the traveling out right now. Okay. Um, there has been a lot of character development. That's what it feels like. It feels to me like an RPG game where you have to, fight a boss. You have to overcome like a big hurdle in order for you to realize, hey, actually, I'm really strong. And you have to, overcome a lot of like little monsters, like fighting little monsters in order to upgrade your skills. So doing a lot of projects that you feel like, oh, this is beneath me. But I feel like all of those projects that you've been doing, you've been fighting, they really helped you solidify, and they help you really upgrade your skills. They helped you realize which areas you're really strong at. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with selling yourself. You're very good at that. Selling a specific project, advocating, and, trying to persuade people to get on board with whatever, ideas you have. You're also very good at that. So it's basically teaching you, people skills. It's teaching you how to express yourself in a way that caters to your audience rather than clamming up or explaining things to them on a need to know basis rather than just, telling them the whole story so that they can, decide for themselves. So I feel like in the past, some of you might have been in situations where you told bits and pieces of a story and you want the other person to, fill in the blanks so that they can believe things a specific way. So you might have not been very truthful with the whole story, or you didn't, reveal the whole story. You just fed them bits and pieces of information, so that they can, believe a specific thing in the specific way that you want. And moving forward, because that might not have worked for some of you, it might have backfired because you were dealing with somebody who asked a lot of questions. So like keeping mum wasn't working in that situation. Moving forward, I feel like you're a lot more open, a lot more directed with your communication. And so I feel like that was a steep learning curve for a lot of Scorpios, how to be very, very truthful, how to be very, very honest, how to be less secretive and be more revealing so that the other person can make up their mind and choose the best course of action based on all the information that you gave them. Okay. So you're not holding back anymore. You're not like, being deceitful or anything like that. But I feel like in the past, a lot of you withheld information. You might have, told bits and pieces, but not really the whole story. And so there's a lot of development that's happening for you guys, okay? And so it's going to be a really good month, a lot of opportunities for socializing. And I also feel as well, a lot of gift giving. I feel like some of you are trying to court a person, and there's a lot of generosity coming from your end to the other person. So you've got somebody that you're really digging. You're really feeling that you feel like it can go the distance. Like you feel this relationship, this new business venture, this new partnership, I feel like it can go the distance for you.